Hi, I'm John Smatlak. Welcome to another episode of Behind the Rails here at the Orange Empire Railway Museum. Today we're going to take a look at combination coach baggage car 175 from the San Diego and Arizona Eastern Railroad. This car was built in 1915 by the Pullman Company and was actually on the very first passenger train operated by the San Diego and Arizona Railway on December 1st, 1919. Come on inside, let's take a look. Despite its name, the San Diego and Arizona never actually reached Arizona, although it did run through Mexico. It ran from San Diego south to Tijuana and then east to El Centro, California, where it connected with the Southern Pacific. The 148-mile line traversed some extremely rugged country along the California-Mexico border, including the spectacular Carrizo Gorge. The line was acquired by the Southern Pacific in 1932, and they changed the name to San Diego and Arizona Eastern, which is what we see on the outside of the car today. The 175 was acquired in 1962 by museum founding member Ray Ballash, and we're going to get a chance to say hello to Ray. One of the nicest touches about this particular car, these beautiful original stained glass panels that we see over here above the windows. You can't see these from the outside because they're plated over. But fortunately for us, when they plated over these windows, they did not remove the stained glass. They just put steel plates over them. As we mentioned, this car is a combination car, which means it's got both a passenger section and a baggage section. Now, originally, this bulkhead, which separates the two sections, was actually located over here. That's why there are windows here. Normally, you wouldn't have windows in a baggage section. So originally, that bulkhead was located right here. But as time went on, the freight on the line took more importance, so they moved the bulkhead over here to create more baggage space. Here inside the baggage section, we've also got a railway post office section. There's a dry hopper here for going to the bathroom, and basically a lot of open space to be able to store packages and other freight shipments. One of the other neat things about the 175 is it was actually the first railroad passenger car to arrive on the property. It was shipped out here in 1962, coupled to Pacific Electric Big Red Car number 418. And we've got a special treat today. The guy that actually acquired this car, sitting right here with us, Ray Ballash. Now, Ray, give us a little bit of information about how you got this car.
I used to go up Alameda Street in Los Angeles all the time looking at railroad cars. And there it was down in the Tweedy Yard, this car and another car headed for the junkyard. I stopped in to talk to Charlie Finkelstein of Finkelstein Iron and Metals, and as a 20-year-old kid walked into the palatial office of the junkyard. And we negotiated for $1,000. Seemed like a lot of money at the time, being I was only making about $2 an hour. And anyway, we made the deal. And the car went out with 418 to Paris without any problems involved. And been out here and we've ridden on it and enjoyed it all these years.
Now, was the 175 the first passenger car you bought for the museum?
The first steam road passenger car, yes.
Right.
It was before any boxcars, cabooses, or anything. And I can remember my grandmother saying, "Raymond, please don't buy any more railroad cars. Buy a nice automobile instead." Well, the automobile's come and gone 40-some years ago, but we still have the railroad cars.
So at the time you bought this car and donated it to the museum, was this a controversial thing to have steam road passenger cars coming in? Or how did that go when it happened?
The museum didn't have anything to say about it. Here it was. So we had no problems.
So you were getting things and asking forgiveness later, basically.
Yes, they were. They came later on, the cabooses and the box cars, at $100 a pop, and who can complain about those prices?
Now, did you ever ride this car when it was in service?
I never saw it until it got here, in Los Angeles.
So was it just fate that you happened to be driving
Yes.
down the street that day to see it?
By chance and happenstance was the only reason that it was seen, and it was between a bunch of cut-a box cars, and I darned it didn't see it. So just a chance that I did see it, and we got it.
When you got it, was it still lettered San Diego and Arizona Eastern?
Exactly as we saw it, with all the screens and the windows and all the filth inside.
So they had screens over the
Yes.
windows, and that was for the border service, basically? Or?
Apparently the folks south of the border love to throw rocks. So the screens helped the passengers somewhat from having a big rock hurl through the window.
Well, Ray, thanks very much for talking with us today. That was just fascinating. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Behind the Rails here at the Orange Empire Railway Museum. Check back on the website for more videos and information about how you can get involved and help us preserve Southern California's railway history.